So how many times do you think that the mail? Huh? No. How many times? How many bullets you got? What?
10,000.
No. Between 35 and 50,000. 35 and 50,000 you can ejaculate.
So that means you can only have sex 35 to 55 times.
No, 50,000. 35,000 to 55,000, and then you're shooting blanks. No, you can still fuck, but now you're shooting blanks. Shooting blanks. Everybody know what shooting blanks means? Shooting blanks means that you cannot impregnate the slag. Your sperm is dead. Your little
fucking ghost talk first.
Yeah. Your 35 to 50,000 is all you got. That's it.
It still comes out though.
Yeah. Thank you.
Feels the same way.
Hey, Doc, would you help this guy out, please? Okay. Yeah, 35 to 50,000. And when I was a young kid, I thought I was going to run out for sure. For absolute. I didn't realize that your sex drive decreases a little.
That's a lot.
As you get to be
1,250 liters.
Okay, that's a lot of sperm.
You just did the math. That's quite a quantity, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
But the ejaculate, you have to sit the little quantity which are really the sperm. Most of it comes from the prostate.
Yeah, correct. Thank you.
Feel budget.
Yeah. yeah. But I was desperate to think that I was going to run out. I mean, when I was young. But again, it was a different lifetime. PreAids, women in the 60s and early 70s, free sex, no brassieres, the women's liberation. Now, I never was at Woodstock in 1968, 69, but there was a lot of fucking sperm dispensed at Woodstock. Hear all those bands. And when you talk, the guys like the Rolling Stones and these guys, they have fucked thousands of groupies. Thousands. God bless them. God bless them. And how do we get off on sperm count? Least I diverse.
Solar panels.
Oh, solar panels. Yeah, but there's probably a fund. Yeah. There's probably a government fund for sperm banks too. I wouldn't doubt it. But the government is the poorest investor on the planet. The governments. There's governments, and so go. It's like people want to know. I want to go do e-commerce. So what do I do? And I says, well, you go to one of the platforms like ClickBank, and you see the top 10 things that ClickBank sells. Okay, I don't know the other ones called, but I know ClickBank's one of them. Okay. What are the top things that they're moving right now? And then you become an affiliate of one of those pricks. You don't have to come up with merchant accounts or anything, and they do it all. And and then you got to spend money on advertising and stuff like that. But you already know at least the fucking product works. And those top 10 at ClickBank change. They rotate. And so you jump on the bandwagon and you create revenue. And a lot of the kids that come through the program are creating revenue to live by, or live on, I should say, out of e-commerce. And that's fine. That's fine. But I told you that the government, now you're not going to get it in the first one. When you call the EU, wherever the EU is headquartered, and let's say that you're looking for bedpans, care for elderly. And you have to make a few phone calls, and sometimes it'll be in their portfolio. They won't even know it until you call and ask. And when they say they're going to call you back, forget it. They're not going to call you back. You got to keep calling them and calling them. The greasy wheel gets the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and you keep calling and calling. By the way, the average bank manager in the United States gets how many calls a year? What do you think? Average bank manager. Bank A to Z. What do you think? 25,000 calls a year. The average. Who do they return? Nobody can return 25,000 calls. They return, the squeaky wheel gets the return. The guy or the gal that calls 50 times gets called back. But see, you've been taught, well, am I too pushy? I know at least 10 of you are going to say, when is too pushy that I should expect a return? An hour. An hour. You jump on them in an hour. When you ask the anchor industry expert to get back to you, well, and if you go from 1 week to the next weekly report and you haven't followed up, I said, what are you, a fucking moron? You waited a whole motherfucking week to ask me? Should have jumped on him like stink on shit. You know, be firm, professional. Doesn't mean polite. Firm. And you have been taught not to be firm. You want to be firm. And when we call through the role playing, pardon?
Being polite is optional.
No, it's not optional. Don't be polite. Just don't be insulting. Okay. There's a big difference between being polite, like you've been taught, and not being insulting. We don't insult anybody. But there's no time for bullshit. You're on a mission. You're obsessed. And you push hard. You push hard. And it's normally when you're selling 17 no's, the average guy selling gets 17 no's before a yes. They used to tease me when we talk about my mother raising me. One of the things in the great book by Dr. Spock is you never tell your kids no raising them. Never. So my mother never said no. My dad never said yes. But at our 50-year reunion with Sally, some of the women that would come up to, and used to be my girlfriends, so to speak, and they say, we understood that Dan didn't understand no. Didn't understand no because, my mother didn't say no. Now, just think about creatively. How do you tell your kid they can't do it without saying no? No has a negative impact. There's no such thing as constructive criticism. Whoever told you that was a fucking retard, brain dead. Criticism is criticism. There's nothing fucking constructive about it. And when you criticize people, they take offense. They hurt their peelies. So remember that. You're going to say, and we've got a script on this too. You're going to say when you're correcting somebody, we understand that that's how you did it, but next time, this is how you're going to do it. So you tell them there's a next time, so they're relieved, like they're not going to get fired. Next time, this is the way you're going to do it, and these are the words. This is the script. Don't fucking deviate. I add that. You won't. Don't fucking deviate.
Can we?
No. Well, the chairman, you want to lock him in or her in. The chairman, you want something else in common with your chairman other than your, I say sarcastic, good looks. And because ultimately you want your chairman to become your mentor. And I had 3 mentors. I had Costa Grazos. We had in common wine, good food, and cigars, which he wasn't supposed to do any of those because he was old and his liver was all fucked up. Jerry Orman was golf. And Jim Newman was tennis. And so we had something else. And you pick up the bill when you pay, and I know you're all broke, but you pick up the bill. I'm going to say it again. You pick up the bill. And that's why you don't want to take them to the fucking Four Seasons for lunch. Otherwise, you only be taking people out to lunch every 90 days. And now, and I don't really get this, it's all right. People meet at Starbucks. Now, I don't get that myself. I'm too old, but I mean, why would I take somebody to fucking Starbucks? No offense, Schultz. I mean, you've got a great organization. But that's the fucking last place I take them. But Starbucks is all right. That's acceptable now. Very important people meet there. I'm not one of them, but I mean, I take them to the Jonathan Club, where I'm a member. And the Jonathan Club has affiliate memberships all over the world and are their fancy clubs.
So how do you tell a child not to touch the stove? It's hot. if you're not supposed to tell them no.
Okay, well, by example, you take a piece of meat and you put it on the stove and let them watch it sizzle. Don't put your tongue in the electric socket, because now they got things that cover up electric sockets. Okay? They recognize, oh, fuck, look at that sizzle. And then you show them how it's burnt. That could be your tongue, little shit. And it all, in my judgment, the beginning of the end was the book, I'm okay, you're okay. Cha-cha-cha. I'm adding the cha-cha-cha. When it just said, anything, Doc, you want to do is okay with me. And you said, Dan, anything you want to do is okay with me as well. That's bullshit. Anything you do is not fucking okay with me. I'm okay, you're okay. That fucking guy got rich off that fucking book. Winning Through Intimidation, written exactly the same time frame. That's the book you can read. The first one, Ringer. An expert is anybody that travels more than 200 miles with a briefcase. One of the reasons I came to the UK, not the only one, because I was a big-time expert. And wrongfully, they thought because I was an American and I had an office in Texas, I really knew what the fuck I was talking about in the oil, and I didn't. Perception is reality. Never lied, never told them anything. You know, I told you, I thought oil and gas came up different holes. I swear to God. You know, when I said that, all the oil, I say, oh, that's bullshit, and that's bullshit. That's part of Peña bullshit. It's not. It's the truth. Why would I say that now at my age and humiliate myself that I didn't know the difference? There's no upside in that, but it's the truth. Just to prove a point, you don't need to know anything. You don't know anything about finances. Right, Doc?
I was wrong.
Okay, well, you don't have to. The fact that you're a medical doctor, God, I'll take up a website and say, this fucking guy doesn't know anything. You know, don't believe anything he fucking says. They won't believe me anyway. You know, as long as you can prove you're medical. And most people don't even check to see if you're a fucking medical doctor. You can get MD degrees on the fucking internet for $300. But MD doesn't stand for medical doctor in those degrees. It stands for some other horse shit, MD. Not the recognized medical doctor, MD. There's a scam, you know, some e-commerce guy, you know. And you probably went to class with him. Okay. Back to government contracts. I'm telling you, we had a guy, a Hindu guy, a Sikh, came to visit me at the Ritz about a year ago, and he said, do you mind if I open my laptop and show you the contracts that I'm fulfilling? And UK government contracts, he rolled them out, and he says, this one, this one, this one. You were right. I mean, I bid, and I found a supplier, and good. I'm glad somebody listens to me. Never came to the seminar. He just came there, and I think he brought me a bottle of champagne or whiskey or something. Just, I wanted to thank you. I mean, this shit really works. I said, yeah, I know it works. Thank you very much. You got to find a supplier and a shortage. Yep.
You mentioned earlier that the federal government opens up April and October.
No. I said they bid contracts in April and October. Okay, the October bidding probably is already closed. I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. And the most important, not the most, one of the most important things is see what bids won in April. What bids won in April? Yes, sir.
Yeah, with regards to these contracts, this bidding.
Do you want me to fill out the paperwork and do them for you?
No.
Everybody else does.
With regards to that individual, I mean, does he act like a facilitator for this deal? So, like, he almost acts like...
No. You set up an LLC for $40 or whatever it's called, or an equivalent thereof. You see what the requirements are. Don't cheat the government. You know, they'll say if they say you gotta have 9 years experience or 40 years experience, you gotta have a $2 billion balance sheet. Well, then you don't bid on those, do you? Thanks, YouTube. Good night.